Ah. up, guys? So you do with all these studies or whatever you call them. I know where you're going with this. Tag team back again. Check it directed. Let's begin. Just do more damage, bro. Oh, so frustrating. It is frustrating. It's like I was thinking about how hard it is to do damage sometimes. That's all I got. That's it. Just do more damage. It's working that. It's working in that. So what are you guys doing? Did you run into anybody cool? Let's see, when did I talk to you guys last? I mean, on stream, but it was in Discord. We were in Discord. Not last night, the night before. Last night I was out of it. I'm staying on brace there. Right? That's not right. Nope, that's wrong. It's difficult. Not even messing with you, like, what do you actually do with them? Oh, you give them away or throw them back? Oh, I see. I don't know. These don't really sell, I don't think. But to be honest with you, I haven't done this. This right here is how we learned. Like figure drawing, first in pencil. Y'all have seen a lot of pencil, but then charcoal. And this we had to learn for painting because it's how you key up the lights. You get the darkest dark, lightest light, and you key your lights and darks up, organize them. I haven't done this since school, which was a long time ago. So I don't know. We played against DJL last night. Did it put up a good fight? Good. I just want good games. You know me. I just want good games. That's good. I'm glad they put up a fight. A good one. Yeah. Right? Yeah. I've seen your charcoal drawing on the stream before. Huh. Yeah, but not a figure study. I have not done this in a long time, a very long time. And it's so good because it's like I know this looks like I'm just trying to refine. I guess I am trying to refine to a point, but like there's like this subtlety that I'm missing, but like I'm studying the anatomy to get it, and it's such good practice. This is like I forgot. This is what makes you really good at figure drawing. It's like I remember like this right here where I'm just like being like really focusing on the edges. I'm doing that because it's like the whole shape is kind of off. I'm trying to subtly fix it. This is what pushes you forward quite a bit. But yeah, I don't know what to do with these. If it's good, I might frame it, put it up somewhere. The things that really sell are landscapes. That's what I should probably be doing more of. In fact, I'm going to be doing one probably next week. A face, yeah, I did my face, but that was like a long time ago. Let me see if there was another face that I did. I don't remember. I don't know. It's actually comes down just a little bit more. This isn't working. Something like that. Did I have it right before? Yeah, they sell better, I think. It's like portraits. Yeah, portraits don't really sell. Because, like, I don't know. At least that's what I think. Like, I really probably should be doing more landscape paintings. I know. I know. I guess landscapes, like, I guess more people, like, if you have a painting of a portrait, if they don't know who that person is, they're probably like, why do I want this? But like a landscape touches everybody, I guess, something like that. That's there. Right? I guess there are people who get very offended with nudity, understandably. And I guess somebody who would buy this, who would have the money for it, I would imagine, type of person, they're like, well, what if my friends saw it? What would they think? You know, I can't put this out in the open, or if they have kids, right? Like they have kids, you know, they don't want kids seeing this necessarily. I mean, I can understand that. Oh no, this lady, but I'd proudly stare at her, you know, to contemplate life or something. I'm sure you would. Sure. Thumbs up just a little. It was already up. Contemplate life. Yeah. But what's funny is, again, like this type of work is how we actually learn and get better. And this is how you get better at landscape painting, this type of stuff. And obviously, I mean, doing landscape painting will make you better at landscape painting, but this is how we learned. Yeah, my logic was it's my own drawing, can't get in trouble for a drawing of a girl and not like it's a real picture. Yeah. Yeah, if it's like a, and that's the thing, like with, I think art's good because it kind of, if you grow up seeing this type of stuff, I would think, you're going to be less likely to sexualize it as much as people do now. And so it's not going to be what people say it is, right? Where it's something bad. Now it's like with a photograph, obviously, especially a sexual photograph, it's like it can be degrading towards women or whoever's doing it. That's a different thing. But this is not meant to be that. And so, I mean, look, when I was 18 years old, that was the first time that I drew from a nude model, and I didn't even think about it. It was crazy. It kind of like, I remember she got up there, she was naked, and I was just drawing, and then like halfway through I was like, huh, she's nude. And I wasn't even like thinking of, I was just trying to get the form and this and that. I was when 18. Nobody really said anything to me. That's how I went about it. You know. Yeah. Because it's like, people, like, they over-sexualize everything. And I'm not saying, like, there should be nude pictures everywhere, but I'm saying, like, when it's coming to this type of work, like a solid drawing in this style, that's like in a dignified position, that's meant to, it's to exhibit skill and to try to represent the beauty, not just like this aesthetic, like, oh, she's hot, but like actual beauty of like light going off skin and like certain effects that are just really unique, especially in flesh. Nature, when you get that correct, it's really a cool thing. Looking at it like that is way different, right? And that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's just a different thing. It's like you can psych yourself out into thinking it's like totally Hustler had the best art. Oak is just like full of these degenerate stories. Ah, yeah, Hustler. It's like he was raised in a biker bar or something. Writes a book. You need to write a book, Oko. QFX, what's up, man? I would read that book if Oka wrote it. It's pretty funny stuff. The stories he has. It's just... I'll take it to the next level. Oh man, we got all the WoW players here right now. I can see where the stream's heading. What's up, Grasshopper? We're being raised in a biker bar. I go on a camping trip with her. With her? Oka's a dude. Oka is a dude. Oka's a bro. Okay. Oka's a bruh. Oh, this chick? Yeah. This chick. Too bad she doesn't exist. I was thinking about that. Like, they're gonna definitely make AI movies. And so there's probably gonna be AI action stars, right? And then there's going to be people who fall in love with these people, but they're not real. You know how depressing that's going to be? Oh man, that guy's so cool, but he's not real. Never thought you would have to deal with that in life. You know it's coming. I said, give it a year. She exists in our hearts. It was like, remember Avatar? The people who went and saw it in 3D were depressed afterwards because it was a world that just didn't exist, but they wanted to be there. Do you remember that? That's what happened. That is kind of cool, though, to think that there are places that are that potentially that beautiful or whatever, that it can do that to you. All right. Dornigal is not one of them. Time to break out the mirror. I know the eyes aren't correct. I made them too high as well. I think a little bit. I think there are already budget AI movies, but they're basically 2 hours zooming in on hot chick faces. Yeah, I'll mess with the eyes. I just haven't really. I'm still trying to fix a bunch of other things. I'm not liking how I did the leg. Let's make a couple changes, which I think needed to happen based off that mirror. That's probably wrong. That is wrong, actually. So this is kind of cool. Actually, it's not, but I came in here and I was like, this leg's way too short for this. When I'm working, you're supposed to have, like, my eye level is here. My eye level should be here. In other words, this should be raised up some. Because I'm looking down at this and I corrected this, and this is more foreshortened, meaning it's more squished than this part is. And so at some point, I must have taken this point of view here, and then when I step back, obviously since I drew it from closer up, back here that was too long. So I'm correcting that. And I want to point, that's something that should have been corrected before I went in with the darks, but I purposefully made it so that, like, I could still correct around the figure. So. Oh, and the AI picture eyes? Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I think mine still look weird though. It's like googly eyes. Yeah, I mean, I'll get it, but even on stream, it's looking a little bit off, and this comes up. Wait, this might actually help it. This first, something like that. It's gonna make a difference. Bring that up some. We'll get it. I need to start using the mirror more with this, because this is challenging. It's challenging my eye more than normal, which is a good thing. It's a very good thing. this. So, long in that piece. Which in the art section is basically mostly anime, but then there's this one dude who drew this really big, super realistic face, kind of nutty. That's awesome. But I mean, I got kicked off. They kicked me off. You know, and people are doing a bunch of anime. I've seen what they do, and I'm not knocking it, but Twitch is allowing them to do stuff that totally sexualizes women, and they kick me off for doing this. Well, not even this. Not even close to this. Nobody's on there. That's why nobody's on. I mean, they can't do anything they want to do. You got the, and I guarantee you there's probably the Karens out there who are just reporting absolutely everything. It's a bunch of bullshit. It's 2 years I built that channel, and they just said, no, that's it. And I can get back on there too, but I'm not going back there. Pisses me off. So many times I wasted so much of my time appealing bullshit because they have that automated system that they didn't bother fixing. And it got to the point where, like, they would answer my appeals. They'd be like, yeah, you're right, you didn't do anything wrong. And then one day they just said, no, that's it. It was insane. Censored for adult content. Yeah, it's crazy. I was like one of the very few people on there doing Classical art, like just fine art, if you want to call it, whatever you want to call this. I remember when I got banned, I was literally teaching a concept in drawing. Like, we were having a really good art discussion. It was actually educational. It was probably one of the very few things on there that was educational. It's unreal. It is crazy. This drops down just a little bit. That's why I'm like, why would I go back to that? Whoever's running that is just stupid as shit. I don't like wasting my time building something up and then have it torn away like that, torn down. Facebook did this to me about 2 or 3 times. They just like, you know, I eventually just said I'm not trying to get a page back with these guys. Anyway, I won't complain. I'll stop complaining. Nobody wants to hear me complain. I don't want to hear me complain. See, this like attention to detail, like really just going back and forth, moving things, studying them, and working around the figure is what really makes you better. It really does. You want to get a return out of it. You don't just want to have a product. You want to get something up in here. Try to push it as far as you can. I heard you have to get kind of lucky which mod works your case. If he doesn't like you, not so good. Well, shit, you know? I'm not going to roll the dice with that and waste all my time because some mod doesn't like me. They have, you know, they want to meet a quota or something. If that's how they're running it, then they can suck it. They're not going to be there. But I mean, that doesn't make sense. But I think what happened was they changed their terms of service, which is because they were constantly changing it. But it was like they keep it intentionally vague. And you can't figure out what is going on. So like the safest thing to do would have just been not to stream anything remotely close to this. But the thing is, again, you have people who are literally in bikinis greasing themselves. And then you have this stuff and they kick this but leave that on. And they're promoting OnlyFans. They're promoting their OnlyFans pages on there. That's what they do. They promote the OnlyFans page. It's crazy stuff. It's cray-cray. Let's drop this down just a little bit. So what's going to help this? Once I get these proportions a little bit more solid, is cleaning up these lines is going to make a huge difference. Are they still doing the hot tub thing, Jack? I would imagine. They probably are. They probably are. All right. I bet you they are, man. There are a lot of women who are doing it, but I mean, I remember when I was doing the video, my hot tub stream video, and I went and looked up hot tub streamers, and there's like in the video there was this one chick, and I didn't put it up for long, but she was like, you know, in the doggy position like this, and she had a mirror behind her because they banned the ass cam. So to get around that, they just put a mirror behind, and she had a bikini. You could see literally everything you could see, and that was running. You know, and she's sitting there, you know, like just doing what she's doing, and I mean, it's unreal. It's crazy stuff. But they allow it, is my point. Okay, so MySpace, when MySpace was a thing, this was a long time ago, right? MySpace used to compete with Facebook, and I got kicked off from MySpace for having like a couple of the paintings that I did at the Florence Academy of Art that were nude. And they kicked me off. They said it was pornography. So I have her screenshot somewhere. It's like a giant poster on your wall. In the best position. You went through it frame by frame, so this is the one I want. This is the one. I don't see the category within the first couple screens. Could be they got rid of it. I don't know what you have to type in. I'm gonna lock that leg just a little bit more than it is, this one. Oops. Pools and tubs or some shit. They also have a real life section. Maybe it's there now. Shikari, what's up? Shikari, maybe you can help us out. We're trying to figure out where the hot tub stream section is on Twitch. We don't know what to type in to get that. Seems like right up your alley, your area of expertise. What do you think? Steamy streamy. Type it in. See, it's like she did it. That's it. Steamy streamy. QFX is trying to find it. He probably has like 20 tabs open already with it. He's just pretending. It's like, I don't know. I'll have to do my research. It's still there, but the viewership is down to 1.2K, which makes me believe they dropped the ban hammer on most. Good. Well, I mean, good in the sense that they're being consistent with stuff. I mean, I don't know. I think it has to do with advertisers too, what they feel comfortable with, because they're not gonna. Sometimes like ads, you know, don't work for sexualized content. This needs to come out more, I think. Let's cut it out this way. Steamy, streamy. Alman, what's up, man? Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. New Mafia game released, this time with actual Italians. What game is this? Is it based on Sicily or mainland Italia? Italia. Cecilia. You'll know if they would call them Italian too. That's pretty good. Don't know. Don't know. Yeah, the goat, his mom was from Sicily, his dad was from Calabria. And they both came over to this country back in the early 1900s through Ellis Island. My grandmother was here, I think, she lived here longer. She came like 1903 or 06 or something, and then my grandfather, I think, came in the 20s or 30s. So, what a time, you know? And then the goat was born in 46. Anyways, I am playing a monochrome alla prima self-portrait this evening. Nice, nice. Color scares all of us. Alla prima. His parents, my grandfather was, so I never met my grandfather. I met my grandmother, but my grandfather had died. He died in 78. I was born in 81. And he was like, he was in, like, he eventually started his own architecture firm, like his practice. And he would build houses, and he was very successful later on. But growing up, Dad was extremely poor. But his dad was a very hard worker. He taught my dad that work ethic. And then Dad tried to teach it to me. But anyway, yeah, his dad was apparently a really funny guy, like always pulling pranks on people and getting fired from work for it, then hired back the next day type of thing. So I do wish that I met him, but I never did. Never met your grandparents, but your mom has been really, really nice to me. Screw you. Wow, 81, what an old ass. Dad's 78 right now. So your math is wrong. Math. Oh, 1981. Yeah, my birthday. No, I'm extremely washed up at this point in my life. Yeah. Okay. Yep. My best days are behind me. I've been saying that since I was 10. No, we're good. We're good. My dad did say something kind of funny that was kind of like that. He was like about 15 years ago, before he had dementia, he might have been just starting to get it, but he would always say stuff like this. I remember he was talking to me and my brother and sister, and he's like, yeah, when I was I learned at a very early age that the only person you could rely on was yourself. I said, because I was a loner. I didn't like talking with a lot of people. you know, I was to myself, but, you know, people would ignore me, you know, and, you know, I used to seek their attention, and they would just keep on talking to everybody else. They would just ignore me. And so I got to the point I said, okay, fine. You know, I don't need them. And, you know, it's like, so you can't rely on anybody. And that was his lesson. I said, how old were you? He's like, I was 5. We're like, 5? So he's probably talking about, and then he was talking about like when he was in the crib, he just didn't get attention. So he kind of like went inside himself. But I was thinking he was like in his teens or in his 20s or something. He's like, he might have been 4. He might have been like, I was 4 or 3 or something. Like, I mean, it was an incredibly young age. It was just like trying to prove a point. It was very funny. Yeah. He was dead serious. That's why it was funny. Dad, he didn't really joke. He wasn't like now he laughs at stuff and he's very sweet, but he wasn't like that. He was intimidating growing up. Not abusive, but he was like, he wouldn't laugh at comedies. He was very serious. And, you know, how old were you? It's like 4 or 3. It's ridiculous. Absolutely nuts. Oh, shit. This is wrong. That means this is actually coming out. That's it. If that's that's there. This part might actually be accurate. I'm just working around trying to get the proportions, and I'm trying to refine this at the same time. That's the current situation that we find ourselves, the predicament, if you will. Everything's a predicament in drawing. This comes up just a little bit. We have to get our ass right. That's why I did this picture. That's why I chose it. You were born crying. When did you become a doctor? 12. That's what happens when you work hard. Didn't you have to go to medical school? Didn't you have to have your residency? Don't worry about it. It's funny. It's always something. Now, he used to be very intimidating. It wasn't meaning to be. It's just, that's just how he was. You didn't want to get on his bad side. Like, it was scary. I really felt like he could end me whenever he wanted. Like, he's totally different now. Oh, totally different. You see this sweet old man who's he's really sweet. That ain't how it works. It's actually kind of scuffed. If you fail on your exams, you can lose years of time. But yeah, like I think I told you all the story when I was helping him move out of his work. I showed, like, he was taking me and my brother we had to drive 45 minutes. He worked 45 minutes away, and he was waiting on me. I was just procrastinating. We were going to help him move and walk outside barefoot. I think I had my sandals on. He's backing the car out. He just stops and stares at me. And it was the scariest look I've ever seen in my life. He was pissed. That's what you're going to be using? My brother was cracking up behind him. He didn't see him, but if he saw him, he would have been... something would have happened. I deserved it. In my defense, though, I did move and do a good job with it, but still, I mean, you don't want to... I don't know why I did that. Probably because it was hot and I didn't want to... Today, I wore sandals because I just didn't feel like putting shoes on. And it's raining outside. I'm just like, whatever. Lazy. Not good. As Mediterranean dads, for all of you Western folks. Yeah, but the thing is, he I guess his parents were Mediterranean, right? I get confused which one's the Mediterranean is the west, Adriatic's on Adriatic's on the east, right? I think. Or is it the opposite? Adriatic is on the east because Adriatic is sort of Greece and everything. I'm pretty sure. I should know this. I should know this. Mediterranean is on the west, right? Hey Siri, is Mediterranean Sea on the west and Adriatic Sea on the east of Italy? The sea lies between Europe to the northwest and Africa to the... Which sea? You son of a bitch. Somebody will answer me. You just said the sea. I asked a question. AI is better than... Hey Siri. AI is better than you. You know that. Have it on mute. Sorry, I don't understand. Yeah, you do. Off. Bitch. That's Mediterranean does for this. And fresh docks are all in gigadebt unless your parents are loaded. I think it's west. Yeah, it is east, but it's considered the Mediterranean as a whole, including the Adriatic, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, I see. So it's like the region, but there is the Mediterranean and then the Adriatic. Those are two different seas, though. Unless I'm being retarded, which is quite the possibility. Speaking as someone living relatively close to the Adriatic. Let's go in and define this piece right here. I'm going to put a little bit of reflected light just to define the thigh. Just a smidge. Just a smidge. That's it. That's it. I went swimming in the Mediterranean, and I don't do too well with cold. And my lips turned purple. I was about to die. Almost died. No joke, no joke. No joke. Just like to stick to painting, I guess. It's just stick to... Can't do that either. Your curry's always falling apart. Shakuri, if you like King of the Hill, you know, because that is like, it's rednecks. It's like out, there's a lot down in North Carolina. It could take place here in North Carolina is my point. Could take place. The mob. I don't think it. I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe up in there's a lot of crime up in like in the cities in New York. I'm not so sure though. Probably. It's a thing everywhere. Yeah. Like rednecks a lot. I know the Japanese mob still exists, but it took a hidden power. Really? Yeah, I have not kept up. Haven't kept up. I remember, so back in the day, oh man, I have to ask my mom if she remembers the name of the mobster, but my grandfather, when he was in New York City, was approached by a mobster and he didn't know he was a mobster. So the guy comes up, it's in a barber shop, he was getting a haircut. This gangster comes up and says, "Do you want to buy a watch?" And my grandfather says, "No." He's like, "You want to buy the watch?" He says, "No, I don't want to buy a watch." He says, "No, you want to buy the watch." He says, "I told you I didn't want to buy the watch." And so the guy walks out. And then the barber said, "You should have bought that watch." He says, "I didn't want it." He says, "Do you know who that is?" And it was a very well-known gangster back at the time. And so he essentially was risking his life. He didn't know it because they would oftentimes kill people for stuff like that if they, that's how they made money. But that guy ended up getting shot like a week or two later, killed. So it was crazy. It was back in the 30s, I think, before Dad was born. My grandfather had one eye. He lost it, we think, in a bar fight. Just kidding, they're too weak. Oh, rednecks are too weak. They're too weak. I like that. That's your reasoning. It's nothing else. It's not like they're hicks or anything like that. It's just they're weak. Yakuza or Sam, is that the name of the Japanese mobsters? Yakuza. I heard the mob used to manage a lot of singers' careers. Maybe he got shot for failing at selling his watches. You didn't sell this watch to this guy? My grandfather inadvertently had him killed. Was responsible, rather. That's kind of funny, actually. Sell the watch. You didn't kill the guy? And you call yourself a monster. And you had to be full Italian. You couldn't be. You could be like, I think, an honorary member, or not honorary, but like, you couldn't be a part of it, but you could be affiliated with the Italian mafia if you weren't Italian. But the only way you could be actually a part was if you were Italian. Which makes sense, does it not? You didn't sell a watch to that dude? Shot for that. I guess I am using my eraser kind of as a stump here. I like it because I can erase. It's very soft on the paper without using a stump. But I can erase if I need to just by flipping to another piece. Rednecks aren't weak? Okay. Oh, that's why you like the rednecks, is because they're strong? Or you just like them because you like them? I heard the mob used to manage a lot of singers. Maybe she was shot. The singer called Tiny Tim had the mob run his music career, which is hilarious if you hear his music, really. Your watch sales are down. You disgraced the family, Fredo. Fredo. Right? That's probably what happened. Fredo. Oh. They make you laugh, yeah. They make a lot of people laugh. They make me laugh. Eventually someone's gonna strike back. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is true. I mean, look at a lot of the gangs that are out there. They all end up getting shot, like at some point. They die young. A lot of them do. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible life. It's a horrible life. You're gonna let the mob run your art career? That's a great idea. Skulls aren't lead resistant. Wait. There's always someone stronger. Is that a thread? Skulls ain't. Oh yeah, they're not lead resistant. I see. Or this art, or you will be sleeping with the fishes. Great idea, actually. Even in the game, they all live for like a week. Doesn't seem long-term sustainable unless you're a very higher up off the streets. Protection at gallery doesn't accept your art. You send someone over next day, you get a call. You can be the nicest person ever. You just think it's an agency. You have no idea you're threatening people. Yeah, these people are great. They haven't failed once, not once. This one person even gave me like control of her entire gallery, her livelihood. It was great. She said she didn't need any more. She was very adamant. You have no idea that these people, you're like, they're just like an agency of some sort. You're totally just aloof. Just have to make sure your frames are made for for smuggling gems and stuff, right? It's kind of like in the other guys when Will Ferrell finds out he's a pimp. Or he was a pimp. A little bit like that. I wasn't a pimp. Dude, you were a pimp. You didn't listen to a word I was saying. Family would take care of your heart cells. We might ask you for a favor one day. Fredo. Fredo. The mummy pigment curry, mummy brown, would be a good way to launder the money because art is worth whatever people will pay. That would be an honor. Did they used to eat mummies, really? That's really weird. Caput mortem? This is a good stick. It's so freaking hard. I don't know how that sounded. It's not what you think. The stick is so hard. Oh, really? They thought it would give them ancient powers? That's what she said? Yeah, with the steak thing? Yeah, nice. Good. That's what she said! If you eat things, they become part of you, is kind of the deal. Maybe it worked. Right. I hope I'm not blocking the shot with this. Yummy Mummy. That's a porn actress name. You would know. There's probably some mummy stuff out there. It's so weird. So weird. Exactly, Shikari. It's in one of his tabs. I've never seen it yet. He puts comma yet. The more niche, the smaller the audience, you know. Small audience, no bueno. Do you remember Curb where the dad is watching porn in the entire nursing home? Can you? No. What show was this? Oh. Curb Your Enthusiasm, was that it? I love that show, and I just never, I never watched it. I watched like 3 or 4 episodes. I think because at the time I must have been busy doing something else. I don't know, but for whatever reason I didn't watch it. But I love, it's an awesome show. Oh, that is too funny. As we can see, I'm just working all around here with this stuff, right? That's what we do. We work all around, and I'm developing everything kind of, I'm trying to develop everything at the same pace. That's what we're trying to do. It's really fun. It's a nursing home. To get to that point. It's just funny to me. So the model left town, and it's a model that normally doesn't pose for us, but he's been like on ball in the past. And then on Monday he asked if I had students, and because he wanted to leave early, like go back home wherever he lives Thursday, and then I got back to him. This is kind of on me. I got back to him Wednesday morning, and because I was trying to see if I had anybody who could replace him, because I hated him having to stay extra time just for the class, even though it's and so I was like, well, Wednesday morning is enough time. I should have gotten back and said, let me try to find a replacement and I'll let you know. I should have said that, but I didn't. But Wednesday morning, he's like, I already left. Like Wednesday morning. He said he was leaving on Thursday. So I had to cancel it. And normally what I do, I get up there with shorts and I'll pose, but I'm too tired tonight. I'm not going to do it. I just canceled class. It's a command. Oh, to watch the show, yeah. I do need to watch it. Do you know what it plays on? Is it on like, I have Netflix and Prime currently. Yeah, it's a dude. King of the Hill. Can't choose between those two. I like both of them. I wasn't, when King of the Hill was playing, I wasn't such a big fan. Actually, I liked it, but it was because I was more into, what was I more into at the time? Like, there were other shows on that I really liked, but King of the Hill, it was hilarious whenever I watched. I just never really got into it as much. Gotcha. You know, sometimes too, the episodes, it takes a little bit of time to get going. I remember Parks and Rec. Parks and Rec was like, I remember that for me took a little bit of time to get going. But it was good in the beginning, but it was really, really good at the end. But the last like 3 episodes were just weird. Or the last season, I didn't like as much. But especially the last couple episodes were just stupid. It's like in the future and stuff. They took liberties and stuff, but they kind of, I didn't like the last couple. But still, my point being is that sometimes it takes a while for, like Seinfeld, the first season was not good. But later on, it started getting pretty funny. Take my phone up here since I'm actually doing some work just to kind of refine it, so it takes me a second. So between those two, this is webisode. Nobody loves those. I don't love Parks and Rec. Seinfeld needs Newman. So Parks and Rec. What have you seen in Parks and Rec, Shikari? Have you seen like how far have you seen into it, or have you watched it? Yeah, there needs to be more Newman, I agree. Sherry told me to watch Seinfeld. Something is missing without him. You should QFX. Wait, QFX, you've never seen Seinfeld? Like, whenever I watch it, I always go to season 2. Maybe I should start at season 1 again. Saw it a few years ago. No, I haven't. I think I saw some clips on YouTube where everyone was afraid of his ex or something. Might have been a different show. Saw all a few years ago. Oh, you saw them all. Okay, got it. So, like I said, I'm working in this stuff far enough along where I can work in it. I'm just trying to refine it so that I can work it on a better level, because it's very, I'm trying to take away the grain, in short. And I could use a brush, but I'm not going to right now. I might later, but I feel like sometimes it loses some of its freshness, but I could be wrong about that. It's been so long since I've done this. Oh, what, Parks and Rec, you mean? You might be thinking of a different show? Is that what you said? I don't watch that many comedies. I like 2.5 Men till they replace Charlie Sheen. I didn't know they replaced him. This one had Chris Pratt in it, Shikari. Golden gun. You're so good. Used to watch a ton of shit. Just not interested in the modern stuff anymore. It's just charcoal, or are you mixing charcoal and Conte? Just charcoal. Just charcoal. This paper is Roma paper. Michael, and so, or Mikhail. And so it's like, you can tell I'm really working it right now because it's very porous. It has like, it's heavy paper, so it holds the charcoal, which means you can get it very dark. It's not gonna fall off. Oh God! Okay, got it. I'll check it in a little bit after I'm off. Shit's going down. Okay, keeps me updated with all the drama that's happening within the nerdiest community known to man, which is oddly enough, not this stream. Though it is approaching that level. Yeah, this paper, as you can tell, is very grainy. But the more I work the charcoal into the paper, and the more the paper wears down just enough. You don't want it too worn down, but once you like work it in enough, the paper kind of gets a little bit smoother where you want it, and you can get the very fine detail, but keep the dark values at the same time, so you can push light and dark values while getting detail. It's ideal paper to push the full potential of charcoal. Charcoal, right? Charcoal. My mom tells me I'm cool. What tone does she say it in? Like, you're cool, or you're cool, because tone matters. She's feeling bad for you, like most parents do. Feel bad for them. The idea behind this is that I have a B charcoal and an H. This is a pretty hard stick of H. And the B charcoal, I'm just jealous. B charcoal is soft, and so it's like you can work it in with the harder charcoal. So I lay the charcoal down, and it's like paint, and then you can just work it in. Tells me I'm wickedy wiggity whack. Wiggity 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 wiggity. Back Daddy. How do you know that song? It's a very old song. So I'm working the charcoal in while wearing the paper down just enough, but you don't want to overdo the wear, like wearing it down. So you can get to the point where it doesn't even hold the charcoal, it just flakes off, and then you've ruined the paper. And the drawing, and your life. And your life. So this light edge right here, you can tell it's kind of, I have not brought the dark. Maybe you can tell. Let me see if you can on my phone. Oh, there's a little bit of light because I haven't wanted to really dig in and solidify that area because I'm still shifting the form. So like, so I'm keeping it flexible so that I can still work it without scarring the paper. Once you put that dark down, it's going to solidify it in. It's hard, like you can't erase things as easily and have it be as fresh. One of the worst things is seeing like a nice drawing, but then there's like a mark right here that you can't erase because the paper does get stained. Koro. Work that cool. Thought by now you would have made it to the age of knowing old phrases. Only as old as you feel. I feel pretty damn old then. I really do. Like I'm about to die. That's some BS. You think so? Get the highlights, the hair, the roots. Are you? What does that mean? Can you still get those highlights on the hair at the roots? So this is the paper. This I can actually bring that back out if I need to. So I'm guessing the answer is yes. I mean, can you still erase at the top of the hair to get those highlights? Oh yeah, like definitely, you can do that. Yeah. I'm more of talking about, you know, like if it's like in this area, for example, right here, if I was to darken this part like really, really dark and then say, oh shoot, that's wrong, I need to bring this light out, I wouldn't be able to really do that at that point. That's why, I don't know if, let's see if y'all can tell, I'm looking at my phone. I don't think you can, but in the drawing, this is pretty dark right here, but then I moved it in some today in the very beginning, and there's a little area here that, back here, if I squint, it darkens, but it's light enough where I can move it back and forth, and I do that purposefully. So I don't just lock it, like don't lock it in right away. Because obviously, like, I'm still changing a lot of things in this. It's such a good exercise. It teaches you so much. Luz, I gotta run. All right, okay, I'll see you, buddy. You be good. No, that was a good. It's a good question. That was a good question. I was just like roots. So the root of the hair is like you know where it attaches. That wait. Yeah, that's the root of the hair, right? The ends of the hair is the very end, but like the roots. So that's like the sheen at the top, the reflected light. Yeah, you can still get that. And I guess, yeah, you're talking about the root, like the crease. I can get all that stuff. See you, killer. Look who that guy was. Just one of those two. They're always pulling shit. It's not my fault. I'm not to blame. This ain't my scene. So like in painting, you know how you're adding white stuff, light. See, we're really working with values here, right? I just got a text asking if I'm still doing exterior painting jobs. Somebody's probably confusing me again with one of those peasant painters. Not one of the fine ones like I am. You can always use white Conte to access the paper whiteness back. That's a very good point, actually, as long as it doesn't like gray out. Yeah, I never thought about doing that. The thing is, this isn't like white. This is kind of, it's, you know, it's not like totally white. So you might be able to tell, but that's a good point. What is this music? I just laughed so hard. You should say yes. Oh, for the, yeah. So this is Baldur's Gate 3, which we listen to all the time. So they're having a little duet right now. They're having their moment. Oh, it's pretty loud too, isn't it? Is it loud? Is this too loud? I think it is. Here, that's a little better. I wasn't paying attention to this volume. Anyway, yeah. I beat the game for the third time last night. It's been out for 2 years. It was a good journey I had. It's a very, very noble endeavor. I saved a lot of good Baldarians. Yeah, just say, yeah, sure. I can do it. Just like a random text. Hey, you still doing exterior painting in the house? Look at my number. I really should troll them. I just feel a little bit bad doing that to somebody who's like actually trying to get some stuff done. Life is hard enough. Like telemarketers, I'll mess with. Don't you think the green chick looks weird with that high nose? What are you talking about? The green? Oh, the green chick. You're talking about Lizelle. Yeah, she does. She does look weird. It reminds me of the Grinch with like a sword and boobs. But like all the characters, they're so well done that they all grow on you. And you know what's fun about that game is that like I beat it the third time and the story is different. Like every time I kind of try to do different things every time, and there's always different endings. Like Karlak, the red chick who's jacked, she's like the barbarian. Like she actually had a good ending this time. I thought that she would die no matter what, unless like you did certain things. But I did something else. So I was like, well, she's gonna die, and she didn't. I was like, oh my gosh, like. My point being, it's very well done, and I'm horrible at it because it's not a game where I'm like trying to be good. I'm just playing it. It's just chill. It's a nice break. You don't rush with it. You just kind of take your time. And she's like an orc, and they tried to make her a love interest, but I'm just, oh hell no. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. I mean, it's just the way that is done is, and you know what's crazy? They have the modding community, which is like, they're making all sorts of new additions to the game. And so it's always fresh. Like you can just look and find new mods. You know, like there are these little things that like essentially change the game. And they're freaking awesome. And they're really damn good. Is it like Skyrim where it's going completely out of control with the modding? I don't know Skyrim, but there've been like, I don't know. This is like, it adds like new armor, new items and stuff in the game, new classes, new customizations. I mean, in some cases they're working on new levels, like new zones, but that's like kind of far off. I think Larian Studios is like making it more, with that arm's like curved. They're expanding the toolkit for modding as well. There was just an announcement like a couple days ago with that, so it's, I don't know, it's really cool. Really cool. Cool. So we worked down here. I'm glad I got some work done on the feet, and I continuously come back to it. Right when I walked in today, I immediately saw that this was totally wrong. And it's like embarrassingly so. But again, like I've been at the stage so many times where it's like fix it time. Like you always have to fix. You can basically replace, in Skyrim, you can replace anything with anything, probably the most modded game ever. This is starting to become like that. People just boot it up and mod shit. Really cool. See, I like that. I like being able to be creative within the game. There's so many, obviously it's hard if it's like a multiplayer game where it's you can cheese it so you can kill somebody or something like that. But I don't know. I wish there was it'd be cool in Warcraft if you could do like aesthetic things or aesthetic looks or whatever. Whoops, wrong piece. But when do you stop fixing? Are you talking about this? I mean, that's like when's the paint, the drawing done, right? So I have an idea of where I want to push this to. And right now I'm at the phase where I'm breaking the paper, fixing everything. And so like, I guess I could continuously fix all the way up until whenever I say I'm going to quit. Grant, what's up, man? That kind of modding is basically only for you to see. If you want to mod characters for others to see, that would need to be a server side, right? I don't even know if Skyrim has multiplayer. Not to come over too pretentious or something, but the crease in the elbow of the arm behind the hip could come a tiny bit out. Let's see. Okay, but the crease in the elbow on the arm, behind the hip. Okay, come a tiny bit down. Let's see, the crease in the elbow. Across. Yep, you are correct. Good sir, good man, good eye. And we will fix that. You are absolutely correct. Brings a tear to my eye. That's what I'm talking about. Always correct. It's talking about this crease needs to be literally like right. Because if you plumb line it over, it's actually down significantly. So he is absolutely correct. Good job. And that's not being pretentious. I appreciate the call outs. Um, the game though, which is called Elder Scrolls Online, where people raid and shit the right arm. Yeah, Nibbler, she's getting there. So this is like the process is like, even though I am like slowly refining it, I'm also trying my best to fix everything that I see. And when I add all this information in, I start seeing more stuff that needs to change. And that's like, this is how you're supposed to go about doing it. Oh. That's what I like about the Academy. Someone always pointing out stuff you could do better. Exactly. Yeah. It's the combat in Baldur's Gate. You control a group and it's turn-based, right? Yep. Even that's moddable. It's like you can... it is turn-based. When you're traveling, you're just clicking around, but whenever there's a fight, it goes into turn-based, which is fun. You take turns. Because it gives you a second to sit there and you can think about things, you can strategize. I never thought that I would like that type of gameplay, but it's fun and it's just such a polished and well done game. Very rich in story and depth. The gameplay even is fun, just this very satisfying attacking. So, you know, it's fun. I love it. But by default, you're controlling 4 characters at once. One of them you create yourself. But you could also do a playthrough with like just the original characters without creating one. But yeah, it's freaking awesome. Refine the sun. So again, we're trying to work this up all at the same time, like everything evenly, not just polish one area and then the rest is just horrible. So, you know, that's the goal at least. And if I don't get it today, I'll get it next time. And one of the advantages of working that way too is that you're keeping a fresh eye because, for example, I'm seeing things in this arm still right now that I'm not seeing, say, in the areas that I've already worked, right? So moving around, you're going to have kind of that fresh eye, which is going to be nice. How do you feel about starting a drawing gesturally versus blocking in? You mean, because like with this, like, you mean just like hatching it out from a gesture? Like I think it's a fine way of working, you know. And sometimes like I'll work like that depending on what I'm doing. So it's good to work that way. I like working that way as long as you keep it flexible, and if it depends on where you're going. If you're working on a gesture drawing, like we're trying to get the gesture here. From the start, we're trying to get the gesture, but the way that, you know, like finding the action lines and the flow of the body and this and that, and like trying to block it in or sketch it in one way, that's fine. But if you're trying to get something like very precise, and if you start that way, you can definitely pull it off, but you got to keep the lines light so that you can correct them. So the blocking in method is a solid way to learn how to get those proportions, and then it will also help your gesture studies as well. Obviously, you have to, gesture drawing helps with that also, but this blocking it in this method will make you extremely accurate, and that will flow over to your gesture drawing. So they kind of are very much related. So if you're a beginner trying to learn, I always recommend blocking in because it slows everything down. You're able to work on it. But if you're choosing to study through just like learning like sweeping gestures and all this and that, I would do it light enough where you can correct it. So you can push it, because really you're getting a lot. You have to learn the developmental process, and you also have to learn how to correct work at every stage. It's very important if you're going to improve. So does that answer your question? They're both very valid. Tough like the large goblin masses or trolls. Some of the encounters are very hard. I find they're extremely difficult. I have been waiting for this song. Yeah, it's a good song. It's how it is life in general, isn't it? You wake up, you're like, damn, what? I don't know. I don't know either. So 404. Like if you're talking about the gesture of the arm, it's like the gesture of the anatomy of the arm, the one that I'm working on, this one over here. It's not quite there yet. Like there's subtlety that's missing. The overall gesture I kind of have, but it could be better in my opinion. But like developing it, you know, you train your eye to see these things, train your mind to understand them, and you're going to be better off with whatever you do, right? It's looking very blocky. Excuse me. It's looking very blocky up in that shoulder area. Summon the trolls after beating them. I don't think so. I don't know what fight you're talking about. Those details later. Let me get up to the face. I see more mistakes when I take a picture of my work and put it exactly next to the reference, but I feel like that's cheating. No, and I think it's a good thing to do that, to be honest with you. Really what it is, it's like the mirror, it flips your perspective. In fact, I'm not using this as much as I should be right now. But yeah, flips your perspective with everything. You can see it better, more clearly. It's a very good tool. People do it with barbers all the time. If you keep the ratio 1-to-1, you can instantly see modeling mistakes. Yeah, you just gotta make sure you don't like put it in an angle or something. Sometimes it really does help. You just gotta use your head with it. A4, I don't know what that is, but that doesn't mean anything. I don't, you know, probably not a good representation with that. Aspect, is that what you're talking about? Aspect 4, I don't know what that means. Oh, you do metrics? Okay, got it. Got it. Guys, I'm going to call it here. I'm going to call it here. Some good work done. It's not bad. I come back and I'll see more things that need to change. It's still relatively workable, but it'll be less workable the more I lock it in. Just gotta, you know, but this is how you learn. Like, this is such good practice. This is such good practice. The only thing I don't like is that this is off AI and some of the anatomy might be incorrect on there, and I might be getting some bad habits. But AI is improving enough where it's going to be pretty legit and anatomically. I just don't want to bring any real chicks on here that might say, you know, they don't want their work up later. I don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable. Guys, thank you so much. Y'all are awesome. I will see y'all later. Later.